Well, he's known as the Watermelon King. He smashes a watermelon every time that he wins, and he's done it a few times in 2022. When I say playoffs, Ross Chastain, what say you?
I can only laugh. I can't believe it still. Jack, it's just something that I've worked uh for a while, and to accomplish it feels good.
We've talked a lot on Wind Tunnel about your career and everything else, but this has been a season where you've transitioned to Trackhouse Racing, to Justin Marks, to Ty Norris, to your teammate Daniel Suarez. Suarez said recently that it was, of all the places he'd been, this was the first time he felt as if he was home. You've traveled extensively in your career. What about you? Tell me a little bit about where you think Trackhouse fits in your comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean Daniel's right. It does. I don't want to discount last year, right? I mean, I signed with Chip and bet on the fact that the guy that's been here for 20 years and storied career in motorsports across several series was going to be here for 20 more and probably outlive me. And it just turned out that it was his time to step out of NASCAR and continue on in his other ventures. And that was scary. And I prepared and driven the 42 Xfinity car alongside Justin. Turns out it's wild now when we try to remember that some of the days and some of the preparation each of us were doing to run that car, and like the overlap we had, but we didn't really see each other a whole lot. And just some comparing notes on some of that stuff. But the transition was unbelievable. You couple it together with the new car, which is the whole reason Justin started Trackhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And the buy-in from him years ago. I remember Justin talked to me about Trackhouse, right? Trackhouse, like air quotes. Like I didn't I didn't know what Trackhouse was, and I knew even less about this new car NASCAR was gonna talking about rolling out. And we've all heard these rumors before of things are gonna change. We're gonna change the car, and I'm like, okay. And the fact that he was bought in has just infiltrated the entire company, and it's made it better.
What about for you? This has been a season where I'm trying to think of the best way to couch this. You know, you've rattled some cages. Let's put it that way. All right. It's almost as if they look in their rearview mirror and they go, "Where did this guy come from?" And some of your set twos with fellow drivers have been well covered and well documented. Don't want to get into that, but last week, my guest, Jeff Burton, said something that I think you can buy into. He said, if you want to make friends, go to summer camp. He said, you're being paid as a driver to take food off that other driver's table. You're being paid to win races. Is that kind of maybe a broad brushed definition of Ross Chastain and the way he goes about things?
Yeah, I don't want to really speak on anything Jeff said, but you know, I've learned a lot, and I've figuring out this Cup Series is not easy, right? I mean, it's not supposed to be
No.
the top level. Which so I have given you something to talk about here on Wind Tunnel. Have you had anything to talk about?
Yeah, but
um,
the most disturbing part of it is when you do your self-examination, when you do your very own personal autopsy, and I come away as I watch and go, no, I yell at the TV, don't change, Ross, because you are wearing your passion on your sleeve.
yeah, and that gets me in trouble sometimes with my post-race interviews. I really do feel remorse for what has happened, and then I watch it back and I'm like, well, okay, yeah, that didn't come across exactly how it was in my head.
Can I
You
have
know,
a mulligan? Can I have a
right.
do-over?
And I
Yeah,
would, yeah.
right.
Both on the track and the interview. A lot of times, man. But it's like you said, it's just emotion. It's just what's coming out, and I haven't figured out how to just completely cover it up. Not that I ever want to. Some guys are really good at that. I mean, they can take a question or they can take a race and they can not talk about it at all in the interview. And mine's just kind of gushing out And then when I do try to cover it up, it's just very sloppy. So, you know, I don't know how to describe myself other than I just, reiterate, like, I'm figuring this out, and
Hmm.
I'm continuing to learn, and for better or worse, I'm doing it in front of everybody. I know I've been around the sport a little bit, but not on this stage and not with this fast of cars. Like, some of my incidents have simply been that my car goes faster than cars around me, and I don't anticipate that, and I run into them, or I pass them sometimes before I even plan to, and that's been it's a testament to GM and Trackhouse and Chevrolet, but I've got to learn how to point my rocket ship in a little better direction.
All right, let's talk for a moment about something that maybe will make you smile. I had the great fortune of interviewing your brother when he was making a start in the truck series on Sirius XM. And I asked him this question, and I'm not going to tell you his answer, but I asked him the question, who between the two of you was a better watermelon farmer? I'm going to give you a chance to answer that, Ross.
Him, for sure. Yeah, yeah. If he told you the truth, then he's going to
He
tell you
did.
that
He
I
did.
wasn't not there a whole lot. Yeah. Look, at 18 years old, I moved to Mooresville, and I've lived here full time ever since. I'm 29 years old now. Chad's 23, and has made a life there at the farm and growing our farm with my dad and our cousins and aunts and uncles that are all involved some way in whether it's the distribution side or the actual farming side. And he's way more of a watermelon farmer than I am, and now there's some opportunities for a truck race here and there, maybe an Xfinity race in the future. It's he's raced just like I did growing up and did the same things I did. So giving him some of those opportunities and allowing him to take some of those opportunities for my dad is actually kind of challenging because Chad is such an integrated part of the farm day to
Hmm.
day. It's really let my dad at now almost 60 years old take a bit of a step back, not retirement, but just enjoy life. Come to more races, come to more of my races, do some traveling, and let Chad run more of the farm. How it's all supposed to work, right? And so yeah, he's definitely more the watermelon farm.
Yeah, that's basically what he told me. But I also think, as a big brother, you got to be pretty proud as he tries to follow in not only your dad's footsteps as a watermelon farmer, but also in your footsteps in having some sort of a career in racing at one of the premier levels instead of, let's say, running Citrus County or Punta Gorda or some of the short tracks. And I I kind of look at him and say, he's got the Chastain drive, but he's going to do it one better. He's going to do both. He's going to farm watermelons and he's going to race at NASCAR's top level.
Yeah, man, that's his dream. So if I can help, for family, for my family, I'll do anything I can and sacrifice whatever I need to help him chase his dream. So, um, until it's your own family, you're trying to
Yeah.
help from the outside. It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, he wants to go down this path, and he's watched me, so he sees the ups and downs of it, and we're honest with each other, right? Just because it's worked out for me doesn't mean it should have or that it ever will again on the path I took. And I don't recommend it for anybody because it's just when you're out in the public and you're struggling publicly, it's another step even harder than whenever it's just a job that you might be struggling at, or a farm that, if a lot of times you could lose your crop and nobody knows, nobody sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Only your family there. So NASCAR side being public is a bit more challenging.
Has it been worth it, Ross? All the sacrifices, all the people that look over your shoulder and watch as you grow and, are all backseat drivers, so to speak. Is it worth all that you've put into this career?
1 second. Oh. So this ring is the Trackhouse first win ring, and everybody in the company got them. It's got the date. It's got Trackhouse first win, Chastain, Coda, track. and we all got to have something engraved inside of it. And my engraving says it was worth it.
There you go. Couldn't be happier for you. Good luck in the playoffs. Get to Phoenix and go after your very first championship. And we do appreciate your support of Wind Tunnel. And I don't care. Don't change. You're the man. All right. I want to smash some more watermelons before the season's over. Thanks for joining us today, Ross.
Yeah, thanks, Jack.